morning. Just thought I'd do a quick kind of roundup of the sorts of things I've been doing this week. Thought you might be interested to see what's been going on in the studio. Yeah, I've changed tack a little bit, which I think is quite good. I always have these plans. I say, right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And then as I'm working, your ideas kind of develop. You go off on a slightly different tack, but I'm trying to keep it fairly simple, straightforward. But you have to adapt, which is what I'm doing at the moment. So first thing first is my ideas wall, which has got a few things on it. It hasn't progressed quite as much as I was planning to, because I was enjoying doing more of these big paintings, which I'll get to in a minute, and also working on paper. So I'm doing a lot of these kind of small collages from the sketches that I did while I was away, but also I wanted to develop a series of work on paper. This is more slightly more involved studio paintings on paper based on my sketches, but I'm really enjoying working on the paper. Just really nice flexible way of working, but this is on it's not on sketching paper. These are on watercolor paper, quite heavyweight watercolor paper. It's a really nice surface to work on. So yeah, I'm enjoying that at the moment. So I've kind of moved away slightly from the boards and the canvases, and just at the moment I'm just thinking about this series of work on paper, because that's a lot of fun. So more the sort of kind of things I've been looking at this week. I've done these big canvases, so I'm really enjoying working on these canvases. So this is a series that I'm working on for my exhibition in November this year. So yeah, these are 4 foot square, 120 centimeters, big kind of crashy seascapes is what I'm going for. I just thought, the kind of landscapes that I'm trying to paint at the moment, are big, colourful, expressive landscapes. So I'm thinking, I don't want to be doing too much small stuff. It needs to be big. They're not massive. 4 foot square is not an enormous painting, but it's a good size. So there's an awful lot on the surface here. I'm building up lots of layers, working on them quite flat. Actually, I kind of put them on a couple of tables, like a sort of prop them up on a table, so I can work them quite flat. Otherwise, all this kind of drippy, runny stuff just kind of falls off onto the floor. I don't want lots of running paint drips down the surface. That can be nice, but I prefer to be able to kind of push the paint around on the surface a bit more without it all running off onto the floor. The odd drip here and there is quite nice, but yeah, I don't want it everywhere. So they've got a lot of oil on this, mostly oil, lots of varnish, building them up again. So lots of layers, building up the layers of paint. Some drawn marks here. There's a big kind of hoopy sort of drawn mark, this kind of blue mark, which has come from a sketch that I did while I was in Morro Bay in California. So it was like a big rock, and I just really like this shape. So that's what this painting's become, big crashy waves indicating the shapes of the rocks. So that's really nice. And I've got another couple of big ones on the wall here, which are much earlier stages. Just really started them yesterday, stretched the canvases up, and just kind of started getting some paint on them. But already there's quite a lot of surface kind of building up. So hopefully I'll get those going today. They've been flat on the floor overnight to dry, because again I didn't want all the paint to fall off. So these are acrylic at the moment. They're just water-based paint at the moment. Start them off like that, and then I'll probably move on to oil later on today, and get them looking a bit more like this. So yeah, so that's really what I've been working on this week, pushing that forward. And the other thing I've been doing is looking at more of my ceramics. So I've been focusing on the big paintings and the ceramics. I've been working, you've seen these ones before, but this is a new one that I'm working on. It's quite a nice little shape. I'm using a new type of clay. It's this, it's kind of heavily kind of grogged. It's got more structure to it for hand building. It's really nice. I was enjoying working on that. So obviously that one's not fired yet. The other two are finished. But then I got this one out of the kiln today, which is a much bigger piece. It's like a big stanchion is what I called them before when I was doing these. I kind of have this sense of them being, the idea is like there's something you might have found, like an old broken bit of a pier or something that you've come across while you're walking on the beach. That's kind of the idea. It's like all covered in seaweed and barnacles and things. That's the idea. That's the kind of impression that I was kind of going for. So yeah, there's been quite a lot of developments, quite a lot of things I've been doing, just working away, trying out different things. So yeah, lots of things on the go. Again, I hope you enjoy watching that. It's just a quick roundup of the things I've been doing this week. I quite enjoy doing these little sort of studio diaries. Reminds me of what I'm doing more than anything else. So anyway, again, hope you enjoy it. Obviously, as always, if you're interested in any of my workshops or online workshops or paintings or ceramics or anything like that, please check out the link that's on the screen, and do subscribe. You know, it helps me out a lot. It's free and it helps me out a lot, and I appreciate everyone. Okay, thanks a lot.